If your water stopped tonight, which filter would actually matter for your family tomorrow morning? In this video, I tested 3 emergency water filters under $50 to answer one simple question. If you're starting from zero, which one gives you the best real-world value? We're looking at the Sawyer Mini, the LifeStraw Personal, and the Membrane Solutions S1. All 3 are affordable. All 3 are popular. But they are not the same tool. And if you buy the wrong one first, you can waste money and still be underprepared. And if you want the simple ranked checklist I'd use to build preparedness from zero, grab the free checklist below at Prepared Pathways. Here's the way I'm judging these. Not by hype, not by survival fantasy, not by what looks coolest in a backpack. I'm judging them by what matters for regular families. Ease of use, versatility, speed, packability, and best use case in a real emergency. Because preparedness is not about buying random gear. It's about buying the right thing in the right order. And with water, that order matters more than almost anything else. First up, the Sawyer Mini. This is one of the most common beginner water filters in the preparedness world, and for good reason. It's small, lightweight, and flexible. You can drink through it, squeeze water through it, or use it with containers if you build out your setup the right way. What I like about it is simple. It gives you more than one way to solve the problem. That matters because in real emergencies, flexibility beats perfection. If you're pulling water from a creek, filling a pouch, or trying to make questionable water safer without a giant setup, the Sawyer Mini gives you options. The downside? It's not the fastest thing in the world. And if you don't keep your setup clean and organized, it can feel more fiddly than people expect. So this is not a magic wand, but it is a very strong all-around first buy. The Sawyer Mini usually runs around $25 to $30, and for a lot of beginners, it's the most versatile first filter to own. Next is the LifeStraw Personal. This one is dead simple to understand. Open it, find water, drink through it. That simplicity is why so many people buy it first. And to be fair, simplicity matters. If you need something for a vehicle kit, a backup bag, or a low-cost emergency item that almost anybody can figure out fast, the LifeStraw makes sense. But here's the limitation. It's more of a direct-use survival straw than a broader family water solution. It's great for one person in a narrow use case. It is not my favorite answer if you're trying to handle a household problem with flexibility and volume in mind. That doesn't make it bad. It just means you need to be honest about what it is. It's a backup tool, a personal tool, a glove box or bag tool. Not my pick for the best all-around family starter filter. The LifeStraw is usually the cheapest of the 3, around $15, and it makes the most sense as a backup or personal emergency filter. Third is the Membrane Solutions S1. This one sits in an interesting middle ground. It's still affordable, still compact, but it often feels a little more feature-heavy than the most stripped-down options. What I like here is that it gives you a budget-friendly alternative if you want something in the same general category, without automatically defaulting to the 2 biggest names. It's practical. It's portable. It covers the basic emergency use case well. Where it falls short for me is trust and track record. Not because it's junk, but because when families are building from zero, I usually prefer starting with the product that has the clearest track record and the easiest explanation. Preparedness gets stronger when the system is simple enough to repeat under stress. So if you already know what you're doing and want another low-cost option, this one is worth a look. But if you're brand new, I'd still put it behind the Sawyer Mini as a first buy. The Membrane Solutions S1 usually lands in the mid-20s, so price-wise, it's still absolutely in the beginner zone. So let's break it down. Best all-around value, Sawyer Mini. Best ultra-simple backup option, LifeStraw. Best alternate budget pick. Membrane Solutions S1. If I'm choosing one filter for a beginner household under $50, I go Sawyer Mini. Why? Because it solves more than one problem. And in preparedness, the best gear usually isn't the gear that looks the most dramatic. It's the gear that gives you the most useful options when conditions are messy. Now here's the mistake I see all the time. People buy a filter and think they solved water. They didn't. A filter is part of the answer, not the whole answer. You still need a way to store water, move water, treat questionable water, and make a simple household plan for who gets what, when, and how. That's why I keep saying water first. Not gear first. Not cool gadget first. Water first. If your family has no water plan, don't waste your first money on something flashy. Build a system. And that's also why I like having a backup layer like AquaTabs on hand. They're not a filter. They're not exciting. But backup treatment matters. Prepared households think in layers. One filter is good. A layered plan is better. So here's the plain answer. If I had to recommend just one emergency water filter under $50 for most beginners, I'd start with the Sawyer Mini. If you want the cheapest, simplest personal backup, grab the Life Straw. If you want another low-cost option in the same lane, the Membrane Solutions S1 is worth a look. But whichever one you buy, remember this. Buying the filter is not the win. Building the habit and the water plan, that's the win. If you want the exact ranked checklist I'd use to build emergency preparedness from scratch, grab the free checklist at preparedpathways.com/checklist. And if you want the links to every filter I mentioned, they're all down in the description. Train now, stay calm, and build the skills before you need them.